Fear of failure is a universal struggle that can inhibit our growth and sabotage our success. However, ancient Stoic philosophy offers practical solutions to this prevalent issue. Today, our focus is on exploring 5 principles inspired by Stoicism that can provide valuable strategies to combat and overcome this fear effectively. These principles have stood the test of time and offer insight to help us navigate our fear of failure courageously. Number 1. Embrace the impermanent nature of life. One of the potent practices to overcome the fear of failure is to embrace the impermanent nature of life. All around us, nature showcases a cyclic rhythm of creation and dissolution, birth and death. Similarly, our life experiences are ceaselessly changing. It's a natural part of being human. We're constantly evolving and learning through various experiences. Sometimes we're met with victories and other times we face hurdles. Importantly, the state of failure, just like success, is transient. No phase, good or bad, lasts forever. When we accept life's impermanent nature, we begin to understand that failure isn't a definitive or permanent state. It's merely a temporary setback. If you failed today, it doesn't mean you'll fail the next time. Accepting this creates a healthier mindset, one that is resilient and prepared for change, and it can help us deal with failure more effectively. We fear failure because it's uncomfortable, it shakes our self-esteem, and it creates uncertainty. But by accepting that things will change, that the discomfort, the bruised ego, and the uncertainty won't last forever, we begin to reduce our fear. Instead of resisting failure, we learn to flow with the currents and rhythms of life. We understand that every failure brings us one step closer to success, and that makes the journey of life adventurous and a precious learning experience. In the end, impermanence is not our enemy, it's our teacher. It teaches us that every phase in life, be it failure or success, is a chance to learn, grow, and bounce back with renewed vigor. The fear of failure loses its grip when we truly embrace the impermanent nature of life. It empowers us to try again, take risks, and it gives us the courage to face the unknown with a spirit of optimism and resilience. It's a powerful Stoic principle we all can adopt in our journey towards overcoming the fear of failure. Number 2. Reframe failure as learning. The fear of failure can be debilitating, often preventing you from trying new things or stepping outside your comfort zone. It is a common fear, yet it is one that can hinder your progress and growth. However, the ancient Stoic philosophy suggests a radically different perspective, reframing our failures as learning opportunities. Understanding failure as part of the process is a key aspect of this perspective. Life is filled with trials and errors. You try something, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Yet each time you learn something, either about the task at hand or about yourself. Instead of perceiving a failed attempt as a personal flaw or a sign of incompetence, see it as a step to self-improvement. Reframing failure is not about negating the feelings of disappointment or frustration that often accompany it. It's a natural human response to feel down when things don't go as planned. Stoicism doesn't ask us to ignore these feelings, but rather to recognize them without letting them rule us. It's about understanding that it's not the failure itself that causes these negative emotions, but our perspective of it. There is a certain power in taking control of how we view our failures. Instead of allowing them to discourage us, we can use them as stepping stones towards our goals. Each failure brings with it a valuable lesson, a solution that doesn't work, a strategy that needs refining, or a needed skill that we lack awareness of its importance. Recognizing this transforms the fear of failure into a motivator for growth. To fully harness this perspective, encourage a mentality of continuous learning. Open yourself to the idea that there is always something that can be gained from the situations you encounter. Whether you succeed or fail, there is always room to learn, to grow, and to improve. This shift in mentality is a robust tool that can significantly mitigate the fear of failure. Remember, success isn't linear. It is a result of many trials, many errors, and many lessons learned. So when failure appears, don't retreat in fear. Embrace it as a part of your journey, a stepping stone on your path to success. Number 3, focus on what can be controlled. Focusing on what can be controlled is one crucial principle in managing and overcoming the fear of failure. It often happens that we become anxious or nervous because we worry about things that are beyond our control, the future, others' opinions, or certain outcomes. It is essential to realize and accept that certain things are simply out of our hands, and spending countless hours worrying about those things is counterproductive. Emphasizing what we can control helps us shift our energy towards more productive areas. We have direct control over our thoughts, efforts, and attitude. We decide how much effort to put into a task, how to react in the face of adversity, and how to process and perceive different situations. Let's say you're starting a new job. Fear might kick in, pushing you to worry about whether your colleagues will approve of you, whether you'll make mistakes, or whether you'll perform well. While these are all valid concerns, they allude to external factors that you can't control. Instead, focus on what you can control: arriving on time, being prepared, maintaining a positive attitude, and giving your best effort. The beauty of focusing on what you can control is that it helps us be more present and engaged in our tasks. When we shift our attention to factors within our control, we tend to be less anxious because we are taking active steps towards our goals, rather than worrying about potential setbacks. It provides a sense of empowerment because it makes us realize that we have more control over our lives than we think. Furthermore, focusing on what you can control also helps you handle failure better. If things don't go the way you expected, you are less likely to beat yourself up over it, as you know you did everything you could. Realizing what's in your control is a gentle reminder that you are not helpless in the face of fear or failure. It helps to create a healthier relationship with failure, seeing it as a part of the process rather than an end. This approach is about embracing the reality of our limitations while still striving to do our best within them. It's obviously not easy, and it doesn't mean you won't ever feel fear of failure again, but it gives you the right tools to handle it in a healthier manner. Number 4, practice gratitude in adversity. Without a doubt, there will be moments when we face adversity. During these difficult times, it's easy to succumb to self-pity, anger, and other negative emotions. However, it serves us better to practice gratitude instead. This principle supports the concept of finding silver linings in every cloud. Herein lays an important facet of overcoming fear of failure. It might seem awkward to feel thankful during unpleasant experiences. After all, adversity often presents itself as significant hardship or painful trials. How then do we practice gratitude in adversity? The key is in understanding that adversity, like every other facet of life, is a teacher. Each challenge we face provides us with valuable lessons that we can use to mold ourselves into stronger, more resilient individuals. Take, for example, a failed business venture. Common reactions to this might involve stress and a sense of loss, coupled with feelings of utter failure. However, if we were to practice gratitude in such a situation, it would mean acknowledging the lessons we've learned from this failure. Perhaps the failure taught us the importance of market research or highlighted a need for financial management skills. Instead of regret, the failed venture has provided greater knowledge and experience, something to genuinely be grateful for. Being grateful during adversity could also involve appreciating the support system around us. Sticking with the previous example, the failed business could make us realize the importance of our loved ones who stand by us, providing emotional strength while encouraging us to start anew. The essence of practicing gratitude in adversity lies in understanding and valuing what we gain in these hard times, instead of what we missed or lost. Adopting this perspective makes facing and overcoming failures less daunting. It shifts our focus from fear and loss to growth and learning. The fear of failure in this way is no longer a roadblock but a stepping stone, which leads us towards our path of personal development and success. By expressing gratitude even in adversity, we open ourselves up to the constructive side of failure, ultimately becoming more resilient and prepared for the future. Number 5, maintain a broader perspective. Maintaining a broader perspective is paramount when it comes to overcoming the fear of failure. This idea is about considering the bigger picture and the grand scheme of things, rather than only focusing on immediate setbacks or mishaps. Looking at the wider scope helps us realize that what we might entrust considerable weight or worry to is often less significant when considered within a larger context. Our everyday life is filled with lessons waiting to be learned, and understanding them can often take time and space for reflection. If we zoom into our problems all the time, we might lose sight of the enormous canvas to which our life's painting belongs. Remember, even the most beautiful painting has strokes that seem chaotic and misplaced up close. But standing back to admire the entire picture, the scrambled strokes turn into an essential part of the masterpiece. Zooming out of our problems helps us better understand where they fit into our entire life story. A dance performance may seem like a catastrophe if you trip and fall during one performance, but in the context of a lifelong passion and numerous other successful performances, it's a tiny glitch, a blip that barely affects the overall trajectory. It becomes less about the fall and more about how you picked yourself back up and how you chose to continue the dance. Understanding that life is larger than any individual failure, or even a series of failures, enables us to be more resilient. Acknowledging that the journey is an endless series of peaks and valleys, we equip ourselves with the ability to see failure as a mere stepping stone on the path to success. This perspective allows us to deal with life's challenges in a much more dynamic and less fearful manner, because we realize that failure is not the end, just a different starting point on the same journey. Thus, maintaining a broader perspective, we can reduce our fear of failure, because we understand that it's just a part of our larger life journey. So there you have it, folks. Applying these principles of Stoicism can help us conquer the fear of failure and enhance our journey through life. Remember, mistakes aren't the end of the world. They're stepping stones to success. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.